Okay.
Dr. Nancy. Have I got it right?
Hello, I'm here.
Hi. Dr. Nancy.
Hi.
Have I got your
Wait
name
a
right?
few minutes. There is no electricity in Myanmar.
You're from Myanmar. Welcome.
Yes, I came from Myanmar.
Okay, I think we should go Myanmar soon. Elaine, when are we going?
Thank you.
Soon.
I
As long
come
as
from Myanmar. Hello.
Yeah, there's also
Okay, here.
Dr. Will, I guess.
Dr. William.
Dr. William, hello. Oops.
Hello, hi.
Hi. And we have Miss Yoon, the CEO of Novamed. Okay, right in the center there. There's called Jomi. Okay, she's being very personal by giving her personal name. Okay, welcome everybody. I think we'll kickstart on the dot in about a minute. Okay, yeah. So we have our doctor from Myanmar, Dr. William, I guess, from Malaysia. Yes?
Yes, from Malaysia.
Okay. Which part of Malaysia, Dr. William?
Sarawak.
Sarawak. Okay, we need to take an airplane over. All right.
Yeah.
It's been a long time since I've been there. At least before COVID. Yeah. How's things over there in Sarawak? COVID okay?
So far so good. No longer any problem, no issue at all. I'm driving right now, so I'm just kind of looking at your webinar. So I probably better off be a silent partner.
Sure.
Driving
No
right
problem.
now.
Be careful, Be careful when you drive.
Okay.
We will be
Thank
able to
you.
answer your questions. Don't worry. I believe Elaine and I will be following up with you. Not to worry lah. If you miss anything, feel free to drop us a message. Okay. For now, drive safely. We'll catch up for sure. Okay. Hang on a while. We'll start.
Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. All right, just give us a minute more and I think I'll just go ahead and start on the dot so not to keep everybody waiting, okay? Hang on. Okay, we have Dr. Eaton, I guess.
Yes, Dr. Eaton.
Hi, Dr. Eaton. Elaine, which one is Dr. Eaton from?
From KL.
Hello, Dr. Eaton. KL, I just came back. Okay, I will visit you again soon. Okay, great. I think let's not keep each other waiting too long. I shall proceed to start today's sharing. And shall we go ahead, Elaine? Okay, now anyway, just a quick short brief introduction. Hi everybody, good evening. My name is ST. ST Wong is usually what people call me, or ST also can, don't worry about it. I'm the business development of Novamed International from Korea. I am in charge of the ASEAN market. Malaysia, Myanmar, yes, it's under ASEAN as well. And we have with us tonight Miss Yoon. Okay, you see right there, maybe in the middle, called Jomi. Okay.
I'm really sorry for the difficult name.
Yeah, it's very difficult. Where's your video? Can we see you a bit? You know?
Oh, hold on.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry.
Yes, okay. So
Hello.
this is Miss Yoon. Okay, she's the CEO of Novamed Korea. I work with her, and then tonight we're going to share with you the things we're going to share, typically about the exosome, about the health to wellness way, and the programs that we offer and support our dealers as well as clinics as well as distributor eventually. Now we are on the hunt for distributor in the ASEAN countries. We welcome your inquiry and we welcome you referring people to us as well if they want to be part of the action or the product itself. Okay, so without further ado, okay, here we go. This is Dr. Farouk, I guess. Okay, welcome. Okay, don't worry about everybody coming in. We are just going to proceed. And here we go. Okay, can everybody see the slide?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay. Now, what we're going to introduce is something about Loop, is the brand of the product and how we'll do it and what is the company about in due time. Okay, so again, welcome and thank you so much for taking time off from your busy practice and joining us at 8 p.m. Okay, we have Dr. William, be careful driving, okay, while the rest of us are stationary, well, stay tight when we're going to talk about we're going to discuss about this subject today. Okay, we're going to discuss about who is Novamed. We're going to introduce ourselves formally, the brand philosophy, how we do the brand itself, the product itself, and why we created it. And we're going to dive into item 3, I guess, of interest to most of you here, which is the subject of exosome and the next paradigm shift in stem cells. We're going to talk about DDS, how and why this product is a little bit special from the normal Korean injectables. We're going to talk about the protocols that we use to create health and wellness itself, not only about aesthetic medicine. And following is the learning, how we learn as a collective group, and what is the support thereafter when you learn. And lastly, without shame, we introduce to you our seminar in June, whereby we bring in our international speakers as well as our, well, I would say mentors and our back-end scientists as well. Okay, so this is the discussion topic. Along the way, I shall pause for question and answers. If you have any, you can drop in a chat, or you can open your mic and just share with us and ask us anytime, okay? So don't feel shy. My name is ST again, for those that just came in. I'm the business development for ASEAN. And with me tonight is, oops, which part? This part. Okay. Ms. Yoon, the CEO of the company, Novamed, from Korea. Okay, just to declare and say hi, I'm from Singapore, even though I work with Ms. Yoon in Korea. So we're internationally everywhere. Okay. And we have Elaine, they'll be working the Malaysian market with all of us here. Okay, Novamed International, who are we? We're actually a team of scientists first, right? Without scientists, we cannot find the exosome, right? We cannot split up the exosome and things like that. And on top of that, along the way, as the business grow and build itself around the strong R&D basis, business professionals as well as sales professional comes in to join the business. And therefore, where we're strong in R&D, and after which we do our sales and training throughout the regions. We are now established in the European areas, which maybe later Ms. Yoon will share with us. Okay, where are we already? ASEAN, we're beginning to come in. Welcome everybody into our family. And of course, Novamed has some patents that are pending that will be very important in developing a country's distributorship. And more importantly, also Novamed owns our own manufacturing facilities, right? Next is that what's so special about Absolute? First, we talk about health. Why do we do that? Is that we believe collectively that if we have inflammation of the body, we don't actually look good, let alone look pretty. And in fact, the aging cells is all about inflammation. So we say health first, and second thing, wellness comes. How do we do it? Again, later in the next few slides, we're going to share about the way of treating with herbal injectables and injectables for aesthetic medicine enhancement. The third point about how we develop our protocols per se is talking about the word called AI, right? Not artificial intelligence, okay? But we say against inflammation of cells. And that is what we call anti-aging or reversal of cellular imperfections and what's that called, sickness and things like that. And of course, we talk about exosome. We're so happy and proud to share with you. We are right now the only Korean company that offers both skin exosome and exosome for intramuscular injection. That means to say improving health, okay? And how do we do it? We actually have a protocol of what's that called, treatment cycles and things like that, which I will share in the coming slide as well. Lastly, we are the only one that is actually marketing the Herbalife injectables consisting of ginseng, okay, Korean wild ginseng. Now, how do we do treatment? First, we talk about people getting ill, people not looking good and things like that. We say, let's start by the idea called exosome. Now, exosome is actually in existence in all our bodies, is only in what amount and how effective the repair function is. So when we extract and make exosome in our product, we talk about skin-specific immune cells. And then we talk about the body as well by healing the inflammation markers, the inflammation of the body cells itself. But again, choosing the right exosome stem cells. And it is basically what we call the MSC, mesenchymal cells, but very specific cells, okay? And after which, how we treat also for aesthetic medicine, we have this range called the DDS meso injectables, whereby we tackle things like color, texture, structure. I will elaborate further today, later. And the third point is herbal injectables, whereby we reverse body inflammation with ginseng. And the fourth point in this treatment framework, we talk about wellness, the wellness journey. Well, wellness journey, in a sense, it goes both ways. This is a little bit business, whereby we talk about how we support and create a community soon, okay, to be able to, give information and fellow opinions as well as we bring the business all together internationally. So that one is coming soon. Hello, Dr. Heng, how are you? Okay. And of course, today,
Yeah, good.
I continue my slide. And then the treatment framework as well, there's, if let's say there's no case studies, then it is just empty theory, but nevertheless, we just show you a few. And in the process of doing a little bit more clinical studies as well along the way throughout the regions where we have distributors. Okay. We talk about the way we do treatment. This is a framework. And after which we talk about how we learn. There's two ways to learn the Exolute product range. Is that one, of course, if you're already in aesthetic medicine, then we talk about aesthetic medicine, the DDS meso injectables, whereby we will take care of what we call facial imperfections. Okay, typically we always say this, in 15 minutes, we take care of the skin imperfections and create the results. So that's the DDS range. Then if you're into wellness, into anti-aging, right, you would be interested in the next segment of our learning framework, the health management framework, whereby you will have an expert doctor like Dr. Lena. Is she here, Dr. Lena? No, right? Okay, we have Dr. Lena, our key training doctor that will be sharing with us how we use a protocol called Dong An. Okay, Dong An is in Korean. In Chinese, it's called Tong Yan, right? English, we call it Young Points. Okay, and how we do facial rejuvenation, just working on the facial points of the body, fat rejuvenation very effectively. I'll show you some clinical studies, as well as, more importantly, chronic disease management, typically metabolic lifestyle disease management. Okay, and of course, in the learning framework, every country we would love to have KOLs and designated trainers as well. And this we develop along the way. Okay, so far, am I talking too fast? Sometimes I talk like machine gun. Okay, tonight a little bit faster, right? Excited. Okay, then when we talk about support, no good product is good enough without support. And how we support you is clinical level at a clinic. Okay, we're always open door and we can always create chat groups. Dealer level, okay, it is very simple. We support dealers with things like workshops and stuff like that. And then we also break down into regional dealership. Example, in Malaysia, there's too many states. We've got to break it down into states. And for singular country, well, Singapore, country distributorship, one place. But if let's say the country is big, then we break down into regional dealership as well, depending. Okay, so this is the way we actually create the support and framework all at the Novamed level. That means to say Korea supporting the whole world, but along the way, we have KOLs and appointed trainers as well to help us take care of the workload as we grow. Okay. Now, how we support as well, we have online videos, online tutorials and things like that. That will come all together, finally revised and updated. End of May 2023, that's our master plan. And of course, on-site training and things like that to support distributors and dealers is ongoing. That means to say it's always on schedule and we'll be seeing each other quite a lot. In Singapore, Malaysia, welcome everybody. We have just started ASEAN, okay? And Miss Yoon is looking forward to look at every one of you soon, okay? Miss Yoon is the CEO. Right, so far, after going through this like a machine gun, any questions at this point? Company intro. Okay, this is real short and sweet. All right, if there's any, you can drop it in the chat. I'll pick it up. If not, then I'll proceed. Okay, we talk about exosome today. Some of our key topics that we'll be sharing. Now, exosome is actually nothing new in the area of medical science. Since the 1980s, many scientists as well as doctors have already started looking at it, in fact. And what exactly is exosome? In the next slide, we'll share a little bit more. But nevertheless, in different medical fields, in different specialties, everyone has been looking at the potential of how it treats diseases, you know, like really since 1980s. And if we do a very quick Google, in fact, we can find 1001 references to clinical studies of exosome itself, right? It is a global thing. And in fact, I would say that in the last 10 years, the Korean have basically bring it up to another level to what it is today, which is the exosome skin stem cells for the treatment and enhancement of aesthetic imperfection. And likewise, as we develop, we're blessed in Novamed to be able to do also the body, okay, stem cells itself. Like, say, in comparison, we're talking about cord stem cells. In comparison, you know, we hear and can say it's a fair comparison with things like last time we go sweet stem cells, you know, and the kind of, what's it called, level of treatment. Okay, that's exosome today in Novamed, both internal, okay, as well as on the face. Now, what exactly is it? All right, you can actually go to this website when you're free. Of course, you can snap a picture right now. It's called BeHealthyMed.com. You need to sign up to get more technical information about what the technology is different and how we do it. But nevertheless, in a simple slide like that, we talk about the differentiation of exosome. Now, why do we say differentiation? We literally break down the availability of the exosome cells, okay, making sure that we get the right active cellular component, even at nanotech level. And that is a little bit specialty in the way of extraction. And at the same time, differentiation. Earlier, a few slides, we talked about we're the only company that does for skin as well as for health for the body. What's so special, right? MSC, really, Mesenchymal, what's so bloody special? Now, Mesenchymal, we all know that it can actually turn and move into different cellular structures, tissues, and eventually support the organ, right? If I say if it grows another organ, then please don't trust me. This is not safe enough. But nevertheless, we say healing. Mesenchymal is known to be a great helper, right? We wouldn't say precursor because mesenchymal has a differentiation of cell transformation end of the day. Now, what exactly is it in Novamed? We make sure it goes to if we're treating the skin, it is skin-specific immune cells, right? When you're talking about health, we actually will first design, in fact, not first. Our product here is called the ExoGo, okay, for IM injection. It's actually designed to finish its work and end up in the liver itself, right? And why is that important? I will explain a little bit in a while. Do we use other cells, MSC-specific differentiated cells? Yes, we do. There's a particular customized, exosome based on illness, based on blood type as well. That one is the most advanced of the products that we have in our line. Okay, again, in a few slides, you shall see me or hear me talk about it. Okay, so in terms of exosome, yes, we know it's nanotech. And why do we use exosome in the first place? Back on the scientist bench, okay, in fact, with our crazy scientists, right at the back in our lab, okay, we always argue. In fact, I love to argue with them because I learn a lot. Now, the argument is this. When we say nanotech, about 2006, okay, I was sharing this topic in the Middle East. When we talk about the safety of nanotech in treatment, in products, in injectables, there is a huge debate about safety. Back then, the most innovative way to use nanotech was like a nanotech for dental. That one was really noble back then, 2006. Today, we challenge the same idea. Why are we using nanotech stem cells? Okay, just for one reason, which is, say if our body is inflamed, it literally has a protection, I would say capsule, okay, loosely put, protection capsule that actually keeps out any foreign, what's that called, cells that may want to come and heal, okay, the real root of the problem. So therefore, about 10 years ago, people start exploring. In fact, the scientists of our back end started exploring why can't we use exosome. First, it is available in our body. And second, it is nanotech that we can actually bridge through the inflammation markers as well as all the allergy markers and things like that and reach exactly where the root of the problem is. And therefore, that research started and made what the product is today with high efficacies. Okay, let's see who comes in. Hello, Dr. Moy. Right, let me come on back. Okay, so therefore, the way we use the exosome is literally very, very differentiated and very, very technical in the sense that we understand the efficacy of the nanoparticle as well as the safety factor as well. And today, exosome itself is how you say, used, well, I would say very, very differently from the time I was presenting this in way 2006. And therefore, you see something really innovative as well. Okay. Right. So if we do a very quick comparison on exosomes and any other stem cells that's in the market, again, without bias, I just do this as a general comparison. I will not go into brand-specific comparison because each brand has their own key benefits, I'm sure. Okay, so we shall leave that to another session, maybe on one-to-one, that we can actually explore more. But tonight, we just do a quick comparison between things like filtrates, things like cord stem cells, things like placenta, as a general comparison on the left and on the right. We talk about particles. Okay, exosome itself is nanoparticle, by the way, and therefore can, like I said earlier, pass the inflammation marker and therefore reaching the root of the problem more effectively, number one. And being nanoparticles, well, it is more effective to be able to move to more areas of the body, to be able to do healing at the same time. Comparing to filtrates, cord stem cells and placenta, well, generally speaking, huge particles, bigger particles. Not that it has no effect. It needs to go through a lot of barrier in order to reach the root of the problem, one. Second thing is when we talk about exosome, nutrient rich because we take from the cord blood cells, okay, one. And if we look at the other side of the comparison, filtrates, cord, placenta, nutrient rich, what is the challenge? The number of passe. Okay, a lot of lab technicians or scientists will always be stunned, and whenever I ask this, everybody keep quiet. How many passe is your exosome? How many passe are your cord cells? Okay, or even the cord stem cells that's available in the market? You may be surprised. Some people will say, I got 3 passe, 6 passe, but I got 60 million cells, you know. So if you talk to a scientist, you will have a lot of words coming up from the scientists to tell you the nutrients density and in fact the potency as well. Okay, let's not discuss that too much here, but just touching on the what's that called, the subject of number of passe. Our exosome is 1 passe. Okay, so just to let everybody know. And then when we talk about exosome by absolute, we talk about MSC cell specific. Earlier, I talked about the skin cells only, and I talked about the liver differentiated cells only. There is a purpose. Again, we will elaborate in a while. While we talk about filtrates, cord stem cells, and placenta on the right, okay, there ranges from a precursor cells to just MSC cells. But is it specific for a certain illness and disease? Well, that's where the technology and science of well, the lab itself will really differentiate the product. We have 3 different ways to actually do exosome. One for the skin, one for health, and one for disease-specific, customizable exosome. Okay. And next we talk about potency. I'll just leave it here for everybody to understand. Again, general comparison. Okay, no brand-specific ones. I think some of the doctors here will later tell me Malaysia also got exosome. We can explore that on our clinical visits as well, so I can give you a fair comparison without bias. Okay, next, we talk about aesthetic medicine injectables. Most of us here will probably be doing aesthetics, so I'll talk a little bit about why so special. In the exosome range, we talk about DDS. Okay, in short, drug delivery system. And we use this patented way, okay, the Marcellus. Am I correct, Ms. Yun? Marcellus? Yeah? Yeah, I always read this wrongly. The Marcellus drug delivery technology. Again, it has been used in more expensive drugs, especially cancer, tumor drugs, to be able to reach the target endpoint. Okay, and we boldly deploy this in the way we do our injectable products as well. Why? To give it a little bit more effective time in the skin to create the result, to stabilize molecules. Now, if you are in the biotech, or if you are really good in during medical studies about all the molecules and things like that, I think we will understand something called big molecule, small molecule, suspended in a fluid, and end of the day, when you want to put it in the skin or to a donor site, we will always challenge how effectively even is the delivery of the substances. That's a huge challenge, right? Only the crazy scientists will go a little bit deeper, like our scientists, who says, hey, you know what? We got to find a way to encapsulate, okay, and to be able to effectively deliver our product with the same efficacy, the same measured, amount, with the same, consistency. And therefore, we adopted this DDS in all our injectables, right? From here, the PCL fillers, okay, to our anti-aging and things like that, all has the DDS technology, okay, guaranteeing you what? Product quality. For me, as a clinical trainer, I love the idea of very, very consistent results on every subject I work on, okay? And also, as DDS being encapsulation, all right, we talk about very stable active ingredients. Again, guaranteeing you better quality products. And there's an element of slow releasing active ingredient, okay, and sealed in a very small way, and by the time it disperses, the absorption is so much higher. So in very simple layman terms, I talk about DDS, but on our website, we have a more elaborate scientific technical way, okay, but you need to sign up. The sign up is very easy, just put in your email, okay, and then we'll just simply approve it, because all here are basically from the medical community. Okay, then after the DDS range, just now, we talk about how the treatment philosophy that we have. Another part of the way we make a great system, a protocol to be able to assist you or give you the tools to do anti-aging is something what we call the Herbalife injectables. Now, when we talk about herbs, we'll probably go back into the practices of TCM. We'll probably go back to the practice of people doing twin, that kind of thing in the ASEAN context, right? But when you talk about herbs from Korea, the first thing that we really want to think about, the specialty called wild Korean ginseng. And nowhere else other than, well, Russia, yeah, other than Russia and maybe China has Korean ginseng, okay, other than Korea. But the source of where Korean ginseng come from is from Korea. And why is it injectables? It is through a careful research of about 70 years of clinical research and clinical efficacy to make injectable herbs. All right. So In the other areas of medical practice, we're talking about TCM. They also have injectable herbs, but it's not the same as this ginseng, Korean wild ginseng. And why? The biochemical component as well as a research behind anti-inflammation properties. Okay, and by the way, when we talk about injectables, right, typically every ginseng is around 8 to 13 years old before it's even harvested. So imagine the precious time it has growing up, catching all the nutrients and delivering all the biochemical. And we say it's the G stuff. Okay, some people will laugh at me and say, what the hell am I talking about G stuff? It's actually the ginsenoside. It's called ginsenoside. And the specialty of how you say understanding how to break down all these different biochemical component is science in Korea, and we are the only exclusive person to know how to do this and dividing it into a full range of products, okay, for treatment of disease, which is under the advanced training course with Dr. Lena, where we literally talk about anti-aging and treating chronic diseases with high efficacy. I will show you some of the stuff, okay, later. Now, when we talk about production of products, or rather production of the things we do, the exosome range, we need to talk about clinical efficacy as well as to show you a little bit about our facility. In fact, our facilities are actually a medicine manufacturing facilities. And in due time, the company has planned for a upgrade of our manufacturing facilities into being able to register product as medical devices as well throughout the world, okay, which is important as a miso injectable company. So I'll show you a little bit about what our factory is in a while, but nevertheless, this is just a little bit about the background of the manufacturing itself. Other than manufacturing, we literally go do studies and share with you what we do. Okay, so just now you see here is a small one. I actually borrowed it up to translate to English as well. Okay, when we talk about the efficacy of even a ginseng, using ginseng itself, simply put, we also do studies on, just talk about ginseng losing weight. We do studies like things like there's no poison, no side effect. We things like talk about losing the fat cells division, lowering the fat cells division, okay, and going into lipolysis, and that is one way to lose weight effectively. And again, we have animal tests, we have a weight change, and then we have a clinical demonstration on the efficacy itself. These are available anytime. If you need to, I can send it to you. Okay, and we also talk about things like these. Okay, and this before after is not about us. It's about a whole chain of clinics in Korea that are using this whole countrywide, okay, that actually has all these features itself. Okay, and this is the manufacturing facility. There we go. Okay, hang on, let me stop a while. Give me a second. I must turn on the sound. If not, nobody hears the sound. Okay, that is just a little bit demonstration, a short video demonstration of our facilities. This is just talking about the ginseng one. Like I shared earlier, as the video goes, every product is declared. That means to say, if we produce 1,000 vials, it's declared to the government, 1,000 vials goes out because this is a controlled substance in Korea. Okay, we are the one and only one doing this. Next is that after introducing the broad spectrum of treatment from exosome to using herbs, any questions so far on the floor? Okay, no question, which is good. Okay, right, let me proceed. Then we talk about aesthetic medicine. I think our favorite subject tonight, maybe, right? We talk about the DDS product range for aesthetic medicine. We tackle color, texture, and structure, okay, by using these few products itself. You will be looking at a product name called Susu, PCL, PP, C35, PH, Boost Solution, Hydra White. Looks like French to us today. But next time when we do clinical demonstration, it will become more familiar to you. In fact, I think we'll all be pleased with the results as I am at doing the training itself with you. So in short, the product name Susu is actually the first product we talk about that has the ginseng element in the injectables that actually will take care of facial fats and body fats. Okay, this is a summarized introduction on how we do aesthetic medicine with the injectable, color, texture, structure. Okay, and then when we talk about the PCL collagen filler, we are talking about collagen rejuvenation. In the next slide, I'll talk a little bit more about what is called collagen rejuvenation with Absolute. Okay, it is very, very different from using a filler, and the risk is zero. Okay, I won't say zero, excuse me. Very, very, very low. And I'll again use a picture to show you very, very low what it means. Okay. And then the third product we talk about is something called PP anti-wrinkles, right? When we talk about mild to moderate wrinkles, ladies and gentlemen, I do not claim to take away Botox and the power of Botox in your practice. Okay, we say we can do a good job based on mild and moderate wrinkles. For severe laxity, for severe wrinkles, I would say you can combine. How are you going to combine that? You really need to have me to demonstrate it with you together for the safety of practice. Okay, I've done this quite a lot, and I can share with you how we're going to make these two together as well. And in fact, we're going to come out another product soon. Okay, Miss Yun has just informed me today. We may be doing a liquid version of something called a hexapeptide. Okay, stay tuned, we'll announce. Okay, and then in fact, we're doing some clinical studies quietly. We don't tell you first, okay, but we'll show you some of the results later. And then we have something called C35. Why C35? We need nutrients on a face that's otherwise dull, discoloration, and slow in regeneration. Okay, that's typically to tackle skin radiance. Every product, by the way, looks like this. And in the next few slides, we will be zooming into product-specific functions and active as well. Okay, so stay tuned. Let me finish this summary. Then we have something for the hair as well. Okay, the hair restoration and skin rejuvenation too. And this is with, a high concentration. Then next we have the Boost Solution, 400 million. That is the True Blue Exosome Skin Stem Cells. And that, to me, for aesthetic practitioner, it is your booster product, and let me share in a while. Then our new product called Hydra White, especially I've basically persuaded Miss Yun a lot to make one star product for Asia because we need whitening. Okay, so we will be launching something called Hydra White soon with Exosome. So it's like all-in-one skin lightening, skin whitening, and we hope to give you that spectacular product soon, coming soon. So this is something new. Okay, now bear with me, the names are all like French, but it's okay. Okay, right. When we talk about exosome itself, again, about 10 slides ago, we talked about the differentiation of cells, right? Now we talk about the concentration of cells. I think I have a question earlier by somebody before the show is that, what is the nanoparticle count? Okay, typically we have a few range itself. One of them, this one holding in my hands, is an empty box, don't worry. it is not spoiled. So this one is called Exosome Go. It has 1 billion nanoparticle exosome cells, skin specific, MSC liver differentiated cells. Okay. Then we have another one, blue in color, in this box as well. It has only 250 million nanoparticle cells. Now, I think some of you ask me why these two so different. It is about how we administer our treatment protocol. Okay, typically when we do anti-aging, when we reverse a generally healthy person, we'll start with the Exosome Blue first week, and then the second week we will then introduce the Exosome Gold, and then the third week we have another one called the cell inflammation. Okay, to reduce the cell inflammation by using the Herbalife, and then and that's one cycle, 4 weeks, one cycle. The third week rest, the fourth week will be doing anti-inflammation. So one cycle for one treatment itself. So it's like a 4-week cycle, about 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 visits. 6 visits. Okay, this is to do a gradual anti-aging treatment with the Exosome range of product. And then end of the day is also what are we trying to treat? Cellular rejuvenation, metabolic symptom. Okay, metabolic symptom, we talk about typically the diabetic metabolic symptom, which is very, very treatable in the way we done it in Korea as well. But ultimately, when we say wellness, right, what is the first gains? In fact, in the first 3 weeks, or maybe in 2 sessions, right? About 60% of the patients or the people that does this, they say that they have clarity, stamina, and better sleep quality. And this is where we come on in and says, if you have a hormonal imbalance, okay, we say you got to sleep properly before your body can regenerate. Okay, do we all agree or disagree? Sleep. Okay, no sound is good. Right, so when we talk about sleep, when we ain't sleep enough, we will definitely be, our body and health will definitely have a trauma. We definitely will not be feeling well. Okay, and therefore, when we do treatment with the Exosome range or even with our herbs, these first 3 gains will come on in. Okay, clarity, stamina, sleep quality, typically within the first 3 weeks, which is a cellular rejuvenation period in our body, by the way. Okay, and then the rest of the metabolic symptom, you will need to do your blood test in order to benchmark them. In the way I do training, I actually a bit kiasu. I will have, you know, the bioimpedance body machine to tell me about what's happening in the body as the treatment cycle progress. Things like muscle fat, things like what's that called, the fat mass, the BMI. Okay, there's a range of report. So that are important markers to be able to help me understand the change in the body in a layman way, while clinically you still can do your blood test to investigate. Okay, so this is talking about Exosome itself for IM injection for wellness. Okay, the exact protocol again we'll share with you as we move closer to be able to reach you and talk about the wellness program. Okay. Now the next thing that we will be sharing with you is this thing called the Dong An points. Okay, so this Dong An points itself is another facial rejuvenation modality and treatment, okay, whereby we actually will activate the facial rejuvenative point, okay, and how we do that is under Dr. Lina's training. Okay, on top of this point itself, when we talk about aesthetic medicine, using the DDS, doing the color texture structure treatment strategy, the way we actually will improve a facial imperfection is these three words called burn, fill, and lift. When there's a fat pocket or fat over the face, we just simply burn it. And using the ginseng susu, the word is called susu, the ginseng, to literally reduce the inflammation. Fat, simply put, we use a word called inflammation, right? And literally this is the area of administration where we put it on, okay? And we fill, burn, fill, lift. Typically, we can do all this in one session. When there's a fat, I burn it. When there's an area that's sunken, that has a loss of collagen, I will use the PCL filler, okay, to fill it up in the green spots you see on the screen. And then for the lifting, mild to moderate, what's that called lifting? I will use the PP, okay, which has hexapeptides, nutrients, and hyaluronic acid at the same time. Definitely different from Botox. When we talk about BTA, BDX, okay, it is really very strong and good for what's it called, moderately laxic to very laxic skin. Okay, can you combine the two? Yes, you can safely. Okay, yes, you can safely. Done it a million times, and I'd love to share with you in your clinic soon. So we can do all this together. The advantage of using the PP has one pretty nice, what's it called, results, which is hydration itself. And if you add exosome in the range of treatment, okay, and therefore you're actually doing stem cells therapy at the same time, doing aesthetic enhancement, okay? All this done under 30 minutes if I'm doing everything here. All right, if you really rush me, I can do it in 50 minutes. Okay, tea time procedure, no downtime, typically no anesthesia. I'm crazy, I know, but then typically no anesthesia, no pain. Right. Okay, up to here, any questions so far? Anybody? Let me pause for 1 minute. Anybody? Nobody? Good or no good? Elaine, anybody?
No. Good.
I think I talk like machine gun until nobody can catch me, right?
I
Okay.
think you cut too fast already.
If I'm really too fast, let me apologize. Okay, don't worry, don't panic. You have Elaine, you can catch her up, okay, and then we can have another Zoom slowing down for you. Okay, I'll be very happy to again re-establish some of the protocols. It will be overwhelming first time, trust me. Okay, because when we built this protocols itself, we have considered multiple facets of aesthetic medicine as well as wellness. Okay, wellness medicine itself. And by putting this protocol, is a complete, what's it called, modality that you can actually adapt and adopt in your medical practice, in your aesthetic practice, okay, within the legal framework. Meaning it says the products are what it is, and the products how we do, the results and things like that. The next last part of this slides is actually showing you product by product, the actions, as well as the active, okay? And my apologies if it really sounds too overwhelming and like fairy tale, this protocol as if dropped from heaven. It's not. It's been used by people in Europe, and then we just refine them to be able to tune to the ASEAN market, whereby aesthetic medicine is the core practice. It's a core practice, but nevertheless, when we talk about using injectable herbs, okay, I would say this very boldly. Over a 28 years old practice, I have been in aesthetic medicine for 28 years. My forte is training. Okay, so over this experience, I bring back to you that this whole modality put together, okay, definitely will make you a very different artist. Again, I will respect all regulatory framework, okay? And if you want to talk about legal or no legal, please feel free to catch up coffee with me. Please feel free to catch up a request for a meeting with Elaine. I'll be very, very happy to share with you my perspective as well, and practicing in a very safe and legit manner, okay? I don't do anything funny because I cannot. Miss Yoon is somebody not funny,
Okay, the research team and scientists in Korea is never funny. They are very scientific people and they are very geared and happy to continue doing the research to bring us great products. So my role as business development is to give you proven protocols, okay, and to set up a strong support in the coming months to be able to support the whole community in ASEAN. Okay, any questions? Right, let's overwhelm you further. Okay, the last part of today's presentation, we talk about product one by one. We talk about burning fats, right? We talk about the keyword BFL, burn fat. Okay, burn fat, fill up, and live. Okay, so when we say burn fat, right, there must be something doing right. We literally do this. We will reduce first the inflammation markers in the body, and these are the markers that it does before a lipolysis and detox action can happen on the fat sites. Okay, I would love to report to you that most of the time, if I do facial fats within 24 hours, the fats literally reduce. Okay, not by the mechanism of action called chance. By the reducing the inflammation markers on the sites we inject. Is it the same as the way you do all the, what's that called, lipo injection? Yes, it's the same. Okay, this is for aesthetic medicine, because we need to practice some techniques that we're very familiar with. We only need to know the right product next to literally do what we really want to do. This is the product, how it looks like. It's called Sosu. Okay. Now, the challenge for a lot of doctors here probably is that, hey, you know what, I'm doing only fat. Now you tell me improve liver function, activates blood circulation, then lipolysis comes. Okay, you need to see the product. Okay, next. Just now I'm talking about fillers. Is there a filler alternative today that has a very, very high safety profile? We've seen probably Dr. Jean Skoruta's video about complication of fillers. We've here another doctor, I forgot his name, that talks about fillers being long-lasting, more than 10 years old, and things like that. And again, today's filler is so much safer than 10 years ago, okay, than the liquid silicone, than the years of the silicone, right? But nevertheless, does filler last longer than 2 years old? Some studies suggest that it is. However, is it good or bad? I have no comments except the migration factor. Now, today we come up with a product called a PCL collagen filler. Why is it different from traditional filler? Is very simple. Where there's a loss of collagen or the flattening of collagen matrix, where we really want to do is to infiltrate, fill it up, and that's it, leave the substance in the skin and let it promote collagen growth on its own. Now, let me share a little bit further. Collagen growth is different from volumizing. Okay, so today, aesthetic, we like to volumize the lip, we like to volumize the cheek, we like to volumize, I don't know, maybe the forehead or things like that, depending on how really good your hands are and the selection of filler. We like to volumize, right, with fillers per se, cross-link fillers. Now, this is not a cross-link filler. It replaces collagen where it is lost, meaning it says the aging process. We talk about the tear trough. Okay, we talk about the sunken eye, we talk about the sunken temple, we talk about the nasal, okay, we talk about the marionette and things like that, even necklines, okay, hereditary necklines. Yes, Elaine, you're next. Okay, even family, you know, your family part, every time everybody have a neckline, or somebody that's obese for a while and suddenly slim, probably a neckline. Yes, it is done very, very nicely. In fact, in some of the cases I've done, 2 sessions, gao deep. It's really very, very natural looking. And also to share, recently I've done one clinical case with a doctor in Malaysia. She had done a, what's that called, a high density filler, and she somehow filled it up for the what's that called, learning with a team of doctors as the clinical applicator of another filler company was doing on her. She filled it up, and that was like 3 months ago, right? After filling up, I was filling the nasal area as well as the marinate layer, and I felt there's lumps. They're actually lumps, okay? So I told the doctor and said, hey, you know what? Let's do the PCL collagen filler on you, and let's basically even up the lumps. And I literally did that. We did quite a huge amount, 3 vials, and she's looking good. Okay, therefore, if you have a filler on top of the skin already, can you do this? Well, safely, yes. Okay, because the product called polycaprolactone, okay, is non-lumpy. It does not create that lumps that a poor applicator hand creates. It does not give you complication like what's the thing called? 那个叫什么？童颜针啊。Okay, there's a product called 童颜针, Sculptra. It does not gives you a complication of Sculptra when your hands are not stable. Okay, so this is really a go-to product if you want to basically what's that called? Plump up the collagen. Okay, collagen only, not for volumizing. Okay, and these are the results. Okay, right? You see here the lump. We purposely create the lump here. Okay, right here, and then after which, very quickly, the light source is slightly different, but you can see the marked change, the marked improvements. Okay, here you go. So therefore, the lump, even if you first time using it, your hands are really no good, it is not an issue at all. Okay, another product we talk about tonight is actually something called the anti-wrinkle thingy, right? And with anti-wrinkle, this is the actions. We have PDRN together with hexapeptide and DDS and hyaluronic acid. So you actually have a new generation of PDRN with firming as well, whitening and hydration at the same time. Okay, this one, I love to use it and use the technique of PDX on typically the forehead, the frown lines, the eyes, and in and around the jaw area as well. You can use your PDX techniques very, very safely. Okay, this is a product. Again, I must say this is for mild to moderate, sorry, where am I? Yeah, for mild to moderate laxic skin, yeah. So if it's a little bit higher, it's a little bit more laxic, please combine with BDX. Okay, then we have the general enhancement on the face, whereby this product itself is crazy, the scientist is crazy, to put 35 essential skin nutrients in just one product. The product that is in comparison is what people call the Aqua Shine, Aqua Grow kind of product. But importantly, it maintains the skin collagen very, very well, hydrates very, very well, and it keeps the result quite okay. This is for hair. This is for hair. This is the product that has 400 million exosomes, skin specific. Okay, this is the one. Yep. Combine, 2 products combined together. And these are the results. One time. Okay, you see the hair growth is one time. This is courtesy of Dr. Joanne from the UK. Okay, not too bad. And if you add what's that called, a soft laser, I think the result will even go faster. We talk about enhancement of the nasal. Okay, just a case study, right? And when we talk about this, just now there was a combination of product, these two combined together. Where am I? These two combined together, you have the exosome and pH, the hair. Now we have just this product standalone. What does it do? Well, this is my favorite product for the case of skin problem. In fact, when we talk about eczema, when we talk about contact allergy, I will share with you a controversial treatment. Okay, why controversial? In a while, I'll talk about it. We talk about things like your secret weapon. There must be a secret weapon in aesthetic medicine or your aesthetic practice that will make people different, will make you different. So I'll say, let me introduce to you this product called Boost Solution. Okay, it is a cocktail booster that consists of 400 million exosome skin stem cells. Okay, you can mix and match with any one of our DDS range except the PCL collagen filler, which is a standalone product, right? And what does it do? It has a very rapid and massive skin recovery. Are you ready? Here we go. Okay, now this is a case that I handle myself. And then this is, pardon me to use the word vaccine. Okay, allergy. After injecting vaccine, okay, I won't say the brand, that vaccine, and this is what happens to the skin within a week. And that one on the left is like very jalat. Okay, on the right is 3 days later after the first treatment of the skin booster itself. And then with another beauty serum, which is something we have, 7 different types of collagen that she just applied topically. And this is the result. I very much liked it. At least first her swelling goes away, which is important. The inflammation of allergy. We call it loosely acute allergy lah. Okay, but for her, it is from the vaccine. And I think some of us will have some of this allergy. Pardon me, I will make a disclaimer. I'm a global distributor of a vaccine as well as PCR test kit and things like that during COVID. Still am today. And if you talk about vaccine allergy, I can tell you a whole 3-day, 3-night story. But nevertheless, this is one classic, what's it called, vaccine allergies. Again, pardon me for saying this, people died from having vaccine. The ministries will say the benefit outweighs the risk. I agree. But when it comes to your clinic, what will you do? And surely I can share with you, this is something you can do for the patient that comes to you. Okay, this is day 1 and day 3. If we look a close up before she comes, okay, see all the freak. I was telling her that if it turns a little bit more grayish and your skin is scaling more, you need to go to A&E. I cannot help you. But she just simply refused to take cortisol anymore. Because the more she takes it, the more she has it. So, well, no disrespect to cortisol, but then there's a limit. But nevertheless, when people reach this limit, they come to you and say, hey, doctor, I need help. What will you do? This is what is done. So just one session, there's improvement. Inflammation went down drastically. Nothing much is done on her. No injection, no nothing. Just the face with the skin booster and the serum at home. That's it. Okay, this is it. From this to this, day 1 and day 3. Okay, and this is her feedback. This is day 2 face. At day 2, this is the face. After stem cells and collagen, which is the topical collagen we have, swell gone. Right? So therefore, is there a treatment for this acute allergies? Yes, there is. Okay, so again, a very quick review on the stem cells range. And then just now what we shared all about is typically intradermal on the skin for aesthetic enhancement and things like that. This slide, we talk about the IM, injecting it intramuscular. Again, these are the products that you see. We call them exoglue, exoblue. Okay, in other words, gold and blue. And what are the difference? The gold is 1 billion stem cells. Okay, MSC, liver differentiated cells, right? And exosome. Now, the reason why we want liver differentiated when I speak, when the start of this session, is very simple. One of our key scientists and doctor is very simple. He's been treating very, very funny disease as part of his research doing exosome in Novamed. So he treats, I would say, end-stage cancer. He treats very dramatic illness that literally, like, if you don't treat and do any more treatment, you're just going to die. And he took on the risk of treating these people, and with huge success, of course, with consent. When I see you, I'll share some of the cases whereby how many times is administered, what kind of interval and things like that. He's a very interesting chap, this doctor scientist. He's also a practicing doctor in Korea. Nevertheless, why do we use MSC liver differentiated cells in our standard exosome? Is that we believe that first nanoparticle will go and handle the really sick cells and passing all the inflammation markers and deliver and home in to cure one. And liver differentiated is this: when we do an IM injection, whether through the arm, through the buttocks, okay, or the muscles, there must be an endpoint rather than letting the exosome float all over the place and think that you need to treat everything. Therefore, we chose to have the liver differentiated one because the endpoint, the depot, will end up the liver. And again, why we want to say liver? We believe the hormonal imbalance thing, whereby we talk about if our hormones are doing well, typically examining the cortisol, we talk about the cortisol adrenal, we talk about the ovaries, we talk about the tesstosterone, okay, and then we talk about the thyroid issues. Most of the hormone disorders are out there when we talk about wellness. Whatever it is, the most hardworking gland to support all our imbalanced hormones are actually the liver. So whoever fails, which glands fails in the hormone business, right? The liver will always take over, okay, to support. And therefore, we decided to choose in this formula here, the standard formula, okay, to have a MSC liver differentiated cells to further support healing when all the nanoparticle markers have made the markings and need to have an ending. We end at the liver to give all the healing back to the liver cells as well. Okay, so that's the reason why in our standard formula, the blue and the gold is liver differentiated MSCs. Okay, that means the extraction of the nanoparticle, nanoexosome. Now, next, we talked about just now earlier, my doctor, Dr. Lim, actually his name, he treats very, very peculiar, disease, end-stage disease, right? That's where we have the next product called ExoStem. It's customized. Literally, we need your blood test report, we need your blood type, we need to be very clear with what your disease is all about, and then we customize them and send it to you. Okay, 8 vials, administered every day. And this is very, very disease-specific kind of cells. And we are one of the very rare labs to be able to. Okay, so there we go. This is an overview about the exosome that is for health, for wellness. Okay, IM injection. Okay, what does it do? Who is it for? We say generally healthy, we say chronic disease, 4 weeks, 1 cycle treatment. We use a combination of exosome as well as a ginseng. We use a combination of exosome, and after 1 cycle, the patient feels that he needs more, repeat. Okay, and this is the protocol, who is it for? And what to expect here. We start from a fundamental. When we say your sleep is deprived, when you can't have deep sleep, okay, your cellular rejuvenation is haywire, and therefore you go into more hormonal imbalance. Okay, along the way, when healing is done, the clarity, you are very clear. We say no brain fog. This is a simple definition. Stamina increase. In the case of myself, when I administer it, I have actually a vaccine side effect. I have panting. Okay. Just sitting down, I'm actually panting my breath after I've got my 4th shot of vaccine. Why am I doing 4th shot? Because the government of Singapore decided I must have a 4th shot. So after doing the 4th shot of an RNA vaccine, okay, I actually pant like this, sitting down. Literally, seriously, during the active protection time of the vaccine, right? And therefore, when I do the stem cells, it disappears within about 1 week. Within 1 week, clearly it disappears. And therefore, I understand the healing of this product itself. And of course, when we talk about, we actually can improve obesity itself. And lastly, you see there treats hormonal imbalance. We need to learn a new protocol with Dr. Liana, my other doctor, my doctor trainer, about the Dong An Advanced Herbal Treatment, which literally is pretty soulful as well as very meaningful, using the magic and power of the ginseng herbs. Okay, right now the quick overview is done. Any questions so far? Again, I know it's overwhelming. Please bear with me. It's like, wow, suddenly a lot of theory, like this company, like this theory, that theory. Please feel free to ask any questions. Elaine and I is here. Miss Yoon is here, the CEO of the company as well. We'll love to share with you more. Again, please don't keep quiet to yourself. But as far as aesthetic medicine goes, part of today's presentation is very straightforward. Doing aesthetic medicine, burn, feel, live, we tackle color, texture, structure. But we show you a holistic way that we actually do treatments for health back to wellness. Okay, any questions so far? Okay, great. Either I'm a great presenter, or we are speaking a different language, but never mind. Okay, here, the Dong An Young Points. This is the one of the training that Dr. Lena, okay, she'll be sharing when you do training with us, how to activate facial rejuvenation. Okay, and these are the results. One time, post 4 weeks, just using the ginseng Herbalife product. Okay, how we do it, we'd love to share with you. In fact, please make time in June. Okay, our main trainers will be down in Malaysia. One time, okay? And in June, we'll be sharing with you Young Points, Dong An, we call Dong An, with Exozone, like that. You'll be seeing us do the full-blown, what's it called? Treatment modality that I spoke of tonight. Okay, you have an idea of Dr. Lena. This is how she looks like. Dr. Jung, okay, a very reputable doctor. They'll be sharing with us these protocols. Okay, it's a global learning journey for us. We've been around everywhere, actually. Okay, there's one stage that we are in Indonesia in the with Dr. Ibrahim, the chief of dermatologists in Jakarta. Okay, at one stage. Okay, and a little bit of promotion of Okay. Right. So we have an international meeting in June, okay, in Malaysia. Right. So if you like to pick up your phone, okay, and whatever, you can get the event information on the right with the QR code. You can sign up, okay, on the left with the QR code as well. Okay, I'll leave this on for about 30 seconds. If you need to do screenshot, please go ahead. All right. Okay, I'm back. Okay, from here, any questions from the floor? Anybody? Elaine?
I'm just curious, regarding your PCL filler and in comparison with the Gori fillers, right? How is that different or are they exactly the same?
Glory filler, spelling?
I think Gouri, Gori. Yeah.
Gouri. Oh, Gori filler. Okay,
Yeah.
that's the new filler from. Okay, we got it. They're using similar, if I don't remember wrongly. Allow me to quickly compare and share with Elaine, then we catch up with you, Dr. Ethan. I want just to be sure about the ingredients only.
Can, no problem.
That's a great filler, by the way.
Regarding your stem cells one, you guys are using the root is red ginseng root, right?
The stem cells is stem cells. It's not about the ginseng. Ginseng is just another one. Example, we talk about the ginseng when we apply on is first to tackle the inflammation of cells.
Okay.
When you talk about exosome, it's for rejuvenation of cells. And exosome, we use two different types. Intradermal, which is on the skin, and IM, which is for health.
Where's the source from for the exosomes?
Human source.
Human source,
MSC.
okay.
Hmm.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, MSC differentiated cells. Of course, we purposely pick those cells that we really want to reach the endpoint, treatment endpoint.
All right, cool.
Yeah. Interesting, right? Thank you, Dr. Ethan. Any other questions? Anybody? Right. Okay. Elaine, any questions?
No for me.
Okay. Dr. Nancy, Dr. Heng, everybody good? I hope Dr. William is safe. He was driving. Yeah. Okay. Do we want to take a selfie? We can actually show ourselves up just to have a kind of thing. Anybody want a selfie? Wi-Fi? Too shy? Okay. Well, thank you so much for being here, everybody. I appreciate your time. And if there's anything that we can answer for you, Dr. Ethan, I'll definitely get back to you. Let me do a very quick comparison on the ingredient. So at least we can have a fair comparison. I will do that within 24 hours. Elaine, you got Dr. Ethan's contact, right? Okay,
Yes.
great. I'll get back to you definitely. And then for the rest of us, me and Elaine, we plan to have a few sessions, one session in JB and one session in KL. And we probably be meeting, let's say, in a designated clinic if everybody's open, that we can actually have this sharing session and experience whereby literally I'll literally bring down the product and says, okay, and then let's explore what we spoke of today. Okay, so if you are into exploring, please catch up with Elaine. Okay, we'll continue to promote what we're doing on the social media as well. You can follow us on Facebook, Novamed International, which again, I'll share with Elaine, and we can actually invite and catch up with you lah. Well, for the rest of us, if there's any other questions, please feel free to catch up. Elaine is the main person. Okay. If you want to look for me, well, you see my title here, Search Advanced Beauty Business, you'll find me. Okay, most of the time when you find me, you'll probably see a lot of my work is doing business coaching today, which is very actively done. Okay, other than doing clinical and business development. Okay, and other than that, again, thank you so much everybody for joining in. We will create more Zoom sessions. Maybe the next one we do a live hands-on session with Zoom. Okay. We record some of the sessions and things like that, having fun. Or probably I cut some of my training sessions as well for everybody to share. Okay, whatever you prefer, let us know. Okay, so we can supply you with useful information. Okay, so no questions?
No question.
Good question. Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you everybody.
Thank you.
Thank
Dr.
you.
Nathan, I'll catch up with you.
No props. Thank you.
Kamsia. Thank you everybody.
Bye.
Thank you.
Good
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah,
Thank
bye.
you.
Dr. Heng.
Bye. Bye. Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye, Dr. Nancy. Okay, that's cool.